saying it. Media is the most powerful thing, bro. Media, bro. It controls perception, bro. And if you can control perception, you can control everything, bro. That's how powerful perception is, bro. And it's manipulated like, oh man, that's the most manipulated thing. It's perception, bro. And media is the #1 tool. It's not a gun, bro. It's not a gun. It's media, bro. It's not bombs. It's none of that stuff, bro. It's media. That's what it is, bro. And that's why the government is so obsessed with social media right now. They're so obsessed with YouTube. They're so obsessed with all these things because people are, especially with the phone. And that's why it's funny how they have the Apple in the back of the iPhone. There were phones that existed before, but what made Apple different was, and that's why Steve Jobs was like, what he did was so great. What made Apple so special was they made the phone like a computer. Because before, remember what the computer used to be like on the phone? Bro, that wasn't even a computer. That joint looked crazy. But with Apple, you were able to surf. It's one of the first devices where you were able to surf the internet on your phone like it was on a computer. That changed everything, nigga. That put the world in your palms. And on another way of thinking, that's why the apple is in the back of it. It's like you took a bite out of the apple. Even though that could have other meaning, but let's just go with that meaning. That's what made it what it was. That's why Apple, as far as Steve Jobs and him making the iPhone, was so important. That created so many different forms of media, bro. Later down, it trickled down to that. Now there's different perception. People could put their perceptions up. People could give their ideas up. Where you don't have to go tune into these networks that's been put up there for all these years where you didn't have no choice but to listen to their opinions. Now you can find somebody local. You can find somebody who nobody knows or people don't really necessarily know to tell you their opinion. And you might like their opinion, but I'm not saying you agree with it. You just might just like it more than all the other opinions that that was forced for you. Excuse me. All the other opinions that they forced you or try to force you to go with, where there was no. It's funny how they were talking, how they're trying to make it seem like, oh, they don't want WhatsApp or Meta to have a monopoly over the social media platform thing. But in reality, they're doing the same thing. Where the minute media, independent media and all these things start popping up, they get mad. People should be free to choose what they want to listen to. They should be free to do that. That will push you, take your own advice to step your game up. Where now you have to be the best of the best so they can listen to you. But that's not how these people think or work. You know what I'm saying? That's not how they think or work. So in turn, what they do is they try to control things like Instagram, your visibility. Oh, this person is saying this and that. They create things like cancel culture. All these things where it's just like, all these things are popping up. They're giving all these different opinions that we don't really like those opinions. And it seems like people are gravitating more towards those opinions. Now we got to shut that down or go and find a way to either try to like buy that person. And if that person doesn't want to sell their soul to them, they find other ways to manipulate them. And the extent in which they will go, bro. The extent in which they will go, bro. You can't put nothing past these people, bro. The extent in which they will go, bro. Anything you can imagine, bro, they will do. Think of the most evil things you could think of, bro. They would do and go to that extent, bro. I know it for a fact, bro. It's real. The extent in which they will go, bro. Can't put nothing past them. Just think of the most evil things you could think of. They would do, bro, just for that. So all this formality they're doing, suing all these companies, you could see it's literally an attack they're doing against all these social medias, bro. It's the same with TikTok. The whole thing is not because they get people, bro. They're doing it because they can't control it. You see, this is kind of like the first time that TikTok is really like moving how they have moved. Isn't it funny? You see how aggressive it looks? You see how aggressive it looks? This is the first time TikTok is actually moving like that, where they're utilizing their app to expose some shit about them. It looks so aggressive, bro. But in reality, that's what they do all the time on IG. That's what they do with all their apps, on all their media, bro. They spent so much time, bro, and energy doing that, just trying to put everybody down. Everybody that does anything great, bro, they're taking shots at them. Paying people to take shots at them. And it's like, bro, so aggressive. And other people don't do that. So it's so crazy how, with the whole exposing the luxury brands, it seems like what an attack. But you know what's strange about it all? They don't usually do that. That was the first time they actually utilized that app for that, bro. But the whole time they've been fighting and attacking TikTok. Not because TikTok was doing that. And it's like, it's funny how everything they do just expose them. They went, you realize, bro, it's not because they talk about the people why they were trying to like get TikTok to sell. That's not why. You realize that now with everything they're doing. You know why they did that, bro? It's so clear now. It's just because they couldn't control what was being put on TikTok. It's not because TikTok was attacking them. It's just the fact that you can go have an opinion over there that they can't necessarily control or they can't stop. That's why they were mad. That's why they were trying to force them. TikTok wasn't doing that. I realize that now. They weren't doing that, bro. This is the first time they really did it. And you saw, you're just like, damn, this shit crazy, bro. Look at the monster they've created now. Because they're going to keep doing it now. But guess what? That's what they've been doing. You realize that that's what they've been doing. They utilize all this. And that's why they take it matter to court. That's why they're doing all these things, bro. It's not because they care about the people, bro. But they frame it in that way, bro. And now people are going to realize, bro, that's the most powerful tool, bro, is the media. That one thing, bro, they did on TikTok, bro. The impact of that, bro. As far as the way it shook everything up, bro. Atomic bomb, bro. A weapon of mass destruction. The media is the weapon of mass destruction, bro. That's what it's always been about. It's crazy, bro. Now imagine you go on all these apps and you see all this propaganda, and it's been there, though. They've been doing that on IG, bro. They've been doing that on all these other apps and Facebook and all these apps that's owned in the Western world, bro. They've been doing that, bro. When you go there, it's just all this propaganda on everybody else around the world. Now when these people around the world start having their media, their social media, they're going to be, and it becomes a thing. It becomes a thing, bro. But they've been doing it this whole time. So it's hard for me, or I feel like for anybody, to feel away where it's just like, oh, you can't even say that. You can't even say that. Like, I can't. Just because it's like, bro, like, it took them how many years for them to do it once? After you've done it a million times. They did it once. You know? It's crazy.